Alright. Now, court is in shut your mouth.
Nice.
Court is in session. Can we hear the lawyer's opening statement?
Do you want to go first, defense lawyer, or should I go first?
First I'll say, hold on. My defendant pleads not guilty. I'll allow the prosecution to continue from here.
Fair enough.
Okay then.
Your Honour, members of the jury that does not exist, esteemed defence lawyer, and those of you in the gallery, I intend today, using evidence that I have acquired, to prove that this gentleman here, who is accused of killing multiple people, that number being 3, is indeed guilty of the crimes that he has been accused of, and with a succession of building up a character background and the evidence I've collected, I will prove beyond reasonable doubt that that man is incredibly guilty. I close my opening statement, Your Honour.
Okay, let's begin with court.
Yeah, that was intense.
Do you want to go first?
Shadow, how do you plead?
He's already pled.
You can break.
I plead non-guilty, Your Honor.
Okay.
They do just
So,
freaking talk.
shall we get to the evidence?
Paragraph out.
Okay. Do you want the prosecution to present their case first, Your Honour, or the defence to present their case first?
let's have the defense first.
So,
Alright. Your Honor, may you please bring up the evidence number 3 on the defense side?
Yes.
So, Your Honor, I'd like to say that my defendant over here may not have some type of chronic addiction to cigarettes, but he has some sort of dependence on it, Your Honor. And these cigarettes, you see, are nearly full. Only 1 or 2 were taken out of the pack. And these cigarettes as well are also from the other side of town where the murder might have happened. So, I like to say that although Your Honor, I like to say that although there are alleged witnesses in the court at this moment, it will not make any sense for my defendant to be guilty, as these pack of cigarettes prove that he was not at the alleyway that night of the supposed murder.
Objection,
please
Your
go
Honor.
to evidence number 4.
Objection, Your Honour.
Yes?
Piece of evidence in its placement is really? How can you prove that he wasn't at a place because he had cigarettes? I am not in my house right now because I have a message. I am not in this courtroom because I brought this suit in China. This proves nothing to what the defense lawyer is arguing.
Your Honor, may you please go to evidence 4.
We'll come back to you.
Alright, another thing I'd like to say is that these movie tickets that you see right here on this platform are on the same exact side of town as where you can get those cigarettes, which are not anywhere near the case of this alleged murder. And it seems that the lines and dots connect, as he got a pack of cigarettes before heading to the movie theaters to watch a movie with his friends, and he smoked 1 or 2 before going back to watch the movie. And yeah, that's all I'd like to say. I mean, the movie tickets are right there, same side of town. The date that you can see, the date on the ticket is on the same day as the night of the murder. It would not make any sense that my defendant over here was even anywhere remotely near what happened that night.
Now, my question for you is, how do we know that the cigarettes and the movie ticket was owned by him?
Well, like I said...
What's my name on the movie ticket thing?
Okay.
Well, there you go, Your Honor.
Nato. Now, let's hear Vulture's statement.
Very well, Your Honour, thank you kindly, and apologies, I'll just grab my tablet. Your Honour, if you will be kind enough to go to evidence number A, I believe it is for me. A, please, Your Honour. So the first thing I want to do is I want to paint the character witness here, the accused himself, along with some of the crimes he's accused of. Now, he is accused of murdering 3 people in an alleyway. This was established earlier on. Right here we have one of the death certificates for the youngest victim, a My Little Pony fan, aged only 12 years old. Terrible. I can't believe you do such a horrible thing. In the middle here we have a police report indicating the type of crime watched, which was homicide ×3, of which his name is listed on there as a suspect, hence why we are in court. It is on the other side of town as listed by the movie tickets, but, well, you know, just because it happened on the other side of town, who knows? This one on the right-hand side is a criminal record. Now, our accused here, unfortunately, has a bit of a history with violence. Now, I'm not saying he's a dreadful man. We already know he has substance addiction issues due to cigarettes as operated out by the defense lawyer. However, it's pointed out, and I'm sure you'll agree with me here, that you do have a criminal history for violence. It's known that at the Brony fandom, the 2014 convention, that was at the one where Mr. Ponytoast was the guest of honor. Yes, I'm sure you know that name. He made this map, don't you know? You were accused of punching an attendee in the face when they told you that no matter what you do, Rainbow Dash, your waifu, will never be real. But unfortunately, you know, there are quite a few explanations as to why such a horrific thing like this could happen. The accused, and I do apologise for bringing this up in courtroom where perhaps things should not be done out, is the fact that the accused is adopted. It is understandable that some trauma could come through here. You want to object? Go ahead.
My waifu is Rambo.
No. It's fine. Continue.
Oh, thank you very much, defense lawyer. I
My
vastly appreciate
waifu is
that.
Rem.
I object to the accused speaking out of line, Your Honour, and would politely request you ask his lawyer to keep him quiet where required. Please.
Quiet, please.
Please shut your mouth or I will have you serve 10 years in prison.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Your Honour.
You may continue.
So I've hoped to lay out here the crimes he's accused of and a little backstory, including the tragic fact he's adopted, and that can play into mental trauma. If you please go to evidence number B. Now, I've got 2 particular items right here. We're going to focus on the left-hand item first, which of course is a manhole cover. Now, in the alleyway that the accused allegedly shot the 3 victims, I gave away the murder weapon there, I do hope you're paying attention. There was a manhole cover, as it is a well-known area where a lot of maintenance goes on for work on the storm drain systems. The manhole cover, as you can see, is quite grated and a very rough surface, and hence blood was collected there. Now, there was obviously quite a lot of blood from the victims, because when you were shot with a particular weapon, which we'll look at next, and its beautiful connection to you, it is quite possible that there'll be a lot of blood. But the interesting thing about the blood found in this manhole cover, and on the right-hand side you can see the actual collected blood, a very small amount that's then been spread out as such for the scientific DNA tests, is that the blood on that manhole cover belonged to the accused. Now, it's interesting that the defence pointed out he was on the other side of town. That is quite the possibility, but on the other end of the things, blood still fairly fresh at the time that it was collected. So, you know, if we were on the other side of town a week ago, this would mean nothing. But no, this blood was very, very fresh. I wonder how it got there. No, you don't have to tell me. I already know how it got there, Your Honour, and I'd like to explain how it got there. If you could please go to evidence number C. Why do I say number? It's a letter. But C, please, Your Honour, C. 2 items here. Defence counsel, I wonder if I may ask your client a question.
Go ahead.
How long have you owned this firearm?
That firearm right
Objection, Your Honor. Why is he assuming that this is my defendant's firearm?
Overruled!
Would you answer the question? How long have you owned this firearm?
That firearm. No, I don't remember that exact firearm, but I do own a firearm.
You do own a firearm. Okay, let me allow to ask you a different question.
No, Your Honor, objection. My defendant said he does not remember owning this exact
is not my firearm,
but he does
that's a
own a
fact.
firearm. He has not said
you're
that
not
this
even-
is his firearm.
Your Honour, I wonder if you would be kind enough to allow me to carry on before you allow the defence lawyer to spout pretentious idiocy in court, and especially his client, who is speaking most dreadfully out of line. That's very much against the court procedure. I mean, if I was in charge here, you'd be facing
Your
guillotine
Honor, he
for
was
this.
asked a question. My client was asked a question, Your Honor.
But not to
I
elaborate.
will continue to let you speak. But you will have to give me a second because my Oculus is about to die. I have to go get a charger.
We'll call it alright, we'll have a short recess then whilst you sort that out, Your Honour, and then I'll ask my next question, which should answer all of your beautiful questions here, if he can answer it. And if he can't, oh dear. Now, I don't mean to be rude, but I did warn you didn't want to go against me as a lawyer, and I was trying to be nice, but, oh no, you're pulling all the punches out now, so I'm really going to have to get quite harsh with this. My name's Cocky Cockington. I'm an arsehole. You'll get used to it.
What did you tell him when you asked you about that?
I said that's not the firearm.
I am back.
Welcome back, Your Honour. I
So
wonder
you
if
said
I
it's
may
not yours,
continue with
correct?
my case.
No, that's not my firearm.
You may.
Thank you, Your Honour. Okay, so the accused has said it is not his firearm. He cannot remember owning a firearm, was the first thing he said, and the fact he's now suspiciously, it doesn't recognise the law. It's a little bit
Your
suspicious.
Honor.
I would like to continue.
It said he does own a firearm. He does own a firearm. It's just not the firearm shown in the picture, Your Honor.
If I might ask my second question, without the accused himself speaking, for it is not his place, it is his lawyer's space to speak to the judge. You don't own this firearm. But how did your blood get on it? Oh, that's an interesting one.
No.
Oh, you don't know. Well, let's run with that one. He doesn't know how his blood
Only
gets
because
on it.
my friend owns a few firearms.
Oh, okay. His friend owns
I can
a few
invite him
firearms.
to the court if you want.
I
invite him to the square if you want.
oppose to random witnesses appearing in the middle of nowhere. So the point I'm trying to make here, Your Honour, is this is the firearm that was used on the night of the murder, and there is a small amount of blood that matches the DNA profile of the accused in the, the cockpit, where the clip comes out. Now, it's quite common when you're cocking a gun to catch your skin in there and cause a graze, which would allow blood to go off. The establishment link I'm making here is that his fresh blood was found on the firearm used to commit the murder. He does not own the firearm, and he has no explanation as to why this is, judging by what is said. In fact, his friend's going to come and explain it, except I oppose to random witnesses appearing due to collusion during a case. Point being, he's handled that gun and blood into it, indicating he's definitely fired, and it's the gun that was recovered at the crime scene, having done the murder. The alcohol there is just an example of the fact that chronic substance addiction, well, we know he's addicted to cigarettes, so this could be possibly he's addicted to booze, but I'm not actually going to establish that because I don't need to. But that's the point of that one. It is the weapon that was used, and his blood, fresh, is on it. Oh dear. But
May I also put a point out that he does have swords on his back.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wasn't going to draw that attention to myself personally.
Objection, Your Honor. It's cosmetic. They're not real swords.
Might I carry on, Your Honor? Thank you. So I'd like to establish the motive, the reason why, and the particular three people that mowed down, a 12-year-old girl and two 18-year-old man-children. There's a very interesting link between the three of them, and that would be, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but they're all bronies. They're all My Little Pony fans, much as the accused is in the context of this court case. And the accused is a member of online forums where he has been rigorously mocked for evidence number D. Letter D, please, Your Honour. Now, I'm going to ask you, how many of you are, I'm going to say, over the age of 18 before I carry on with this particular piece of evidence?
Me and Shadow Mode cannot say we are.
I
Okay.
definitely am over the age of 18.
Very good. I'm well over the age of 18. So let me make this point clear. We're looking at the object in the centre right here, which appears to be a jar with a rainbow lid on it. Now, this is, I'm going to say, a very interesting piece of evidence on the whole, because you may or may not have heard of, many years ago, about 16 years ago, a photograph emerged. That photograph was of a jar with a rainbow dash inside of it, filled with a suspect liquid from a human orifice, which had been put behind the radiator. That man is the person who posted that photo online, and the jar was his. and he was rigorously mocked for it online, especially in the Brony fandom. The hatred building up, being mocked for doing such heinous things into a jar with a rainbow dash in the hopes that your waifu would come to life and marry you. Absolutely preposterous. The hate built and built and built until he could deal with it no more. And with the forum logs and the communication logs here, he lured 3 bronies, a child and 2 men children like myself, to a dark alley where he shot them as vengeance for the mocking he faced in return for doing, let's be fair, something that's pretty goddamn disgusting. This man has a drug issue. He doesn't know how the firearm came to him. He's been ridiculed online and he went to take his vengeance against children. Your Honor, I can't make the decision for you, but in my mind, this man is as guilty as I am a bird. And with that, I rest my case.
Okay. Now, as you may know,
To me for a bit. Private.
shut it! As you may know, I do like My Little Pony. This is an amazing show. And Rainbow Dash is my favorite character. So I hereby declare, shout him out guilty!